Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. We'll watch the visiting squad as they go up against the Pacers. Last game for the Pacers, they ended up with a loss to the 76ers at Wells Fargo Center. That game was high scoring. Tonight, they'll need to be better defensively. A lot riding on the shoulders of Miles Turner. We'll see him in action tonight. Shaq, do you think the young...
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Pacers look to take charge. We're going to bring it to you here from Indianapolis, Indiana. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA basketball. With Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And joining us tonight, a man who once said he will never write another traditional sports column. Please don't say that. So, Bill Simmons, don't say that.
Well, now you just have to tweet. You need 280 characters, and you can pretend you're a writer.
What do you think of social media?
I actually think for basketball, it's been a huge advantage. And it hasn't been a huge advantage for a lot of other things, but I think it's made basketball a lot more fun. I do worry, though, sometimes that people are just watching their Twitter feed over the games. I still think there's an advantage for people who actually are watching what's going on versus watching people's reactions to what's going on.
Interesting. And, of course, Isaiah Thomas, he won't be an option for them.
And his fans, teammates, there are a lot of people that I'm sure are sad to see him go, given all that he's brought to the table. But I like what the trade does for them. I bet it helps them right off the bat, not to mention in the long term.
Now the starting group for the visitors. B-Train out there with Iverson. Then it's Sabonis, and it's Chi at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Domantas Sabonis, the son of the legendary Arvydas Sabonis. Bill, you saw Arvydas play. I was impressed with his game and called a lot of his games. When you think back to the time that the elder Sabonis was in the game, what do you remember?
Not much. I mean, we saw Sabonis at
the end
of his career, the equivalent of seeing like Dwayne Wade on the Miami last year or something. Sabonis in the 80s, by all accounts, was the most talented center, maybe other than Bill Walton, that we've seen for all-around centers. I still
That's
think,
quite a statement.
Yeah, I think Kareem, just for physical skills and the stuff he brought to the table, is still number one. The skyhook is the greatest shot of all time. But Sabonis could shoot from the outside. He was a Bill Walton-type passer, incredible rebounder, huge. Probably had the biggest head I've ever seen in person.
Huge.
It was just this big granite block of a head. And unfortunately, we didn't have League Pass back then. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't really have any way to see these guys. So you just kind of heard about the legend of Sabonis. And now you think about fast forward to 2018, Luka Doncic comes into the lottery, and we've all watched him. You go on YouTube, you can watch the EuroLeague finals on NBA TV.
Right.
And I have opinions on this guy. I had no opinions on Sabonis in the mid-'80s, just what people told me.
Here's Iverson. Bogdanovich picking up that last basket. Clock at 6. Rejected by Collison.
Oh, you can't take Collison's defensive game lightly. He really gets up quick to swat shots away. His timing is really remarkable.
Kaminsky misses.
He loses concentration at the moment of truth and blows the layup.
The shot by McGrady, no good.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, that just shows you can do everything right sometimes, but still get the wrong result.
Now, here's Sabonis. Shoots over Turner. Sabonis with the bucket. Sabonis has got his first 2 points of the night. And discussing Sabonis and his unusual qualities, Bill, he had a vision game that played right into the way he operated. He saw so much of the floor.
Right, and was a sick athlete in the 80s. His knees and his feet started going on him, and he was a little like the Bill Walton thing. He was almost too big for basketball, but by all accounts,
His
just
game
had the
was
five-tool player.
Bill, the way that super teams are being put together right now, good or bad for the league?
I'm confused. I have been watching this league since I was a kid. We've always had super teams. There's never been an era where we didn't. What do people think the Jordan era Bulls were, and what do they think the Shaq, Kobe Lakers were? this is how the league is. I think what bothers people this time around specifically is that the Warriors won 73 games and they added Kevin Durant. Now, I get it. I get why it bothers people. On the other hand, your job as a franchise is to tilt the competitive advantage in any way you can toward your favor. They did a great job building their team. They did a great job building enough cap space for this year that everybody knew was coming, the summer of 2016. We knew the cap was going to jump. And they played it perfectly, and they got Kevin Durant out of it. He played it perfectly, too. He was on a team. He wasn't going to win the title in OKC. He wasn't going to win the title playing with Westbrook. Not to sound like a Durant apologist, but he wants to win a title and beat LeBron James. If you're going to do that, you're going to try to get on the best possible team you can.
Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
So, timeout called here, the first for Indiana. And, Bill, we were discussing how teams are constructed in recent years. The changes in 2016 to cap space. How Kevin Durant landed with the Warriors.
I see the analogy that, it's like stacking a pickup game and just grabbing the best 4 guys and just beating people on a pickup court for 4 hours. But that's the thing. The league isn't a pickup game. The league, everyone operates by the same rules. And the Warriors...
Everybody had a shot at him.
Everyone had a shot. The Celtics had a shot. He didn't want to interview with the Lakers. The Knicks had cap space. They didn't have a chance. The Wizards had cap space. He was from Maryland. Didn't want to go there. So, I think the Warriors should get a little more credit for how smart they were with everything.
And that one, good. Bill, it's interesting. More than 50 colleges and universities now offer scholarships in esports. I did not know this. And that number is probably only going to go up.
Yeah, it makes sense, too. What's more popular, esports or water polo? No offense to the water polo players, but come on.
These kids
let's
love
move
it.
with the
They
times.
cannot get enough of these games.
No, we should have, every college should have esports.
Outside Turner. We've got 1:55 left to play in the first. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Musa. The rebound by Giles. Waiters outside. Pass to Iverson. Fires for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Iverson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Pacers trail by 4. Pass to Turner. Intercepted. Now here's Iverson. Drains it from 17 feet out. Iverson's got 5.
Well, no matter what, he's always going to be one of the most dangerous men on the court.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Scott Brooks did have a few minutes before the game tonight. I asked him what reasons he cited for their disappointing record so far. He said, it's not so easy to put a finger on. I think we may lack the killer instinct of some of the better clubs. We haven't displayed the confidence to finish teams off even when we have them on the ropes. It's been a rough year for them, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks so much, David. He gets it in there.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Here's Graham. Offensive rebound. It's good.
That's what every team needs, guys getting after it on the offensive board.
32 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Waiters outside. McKenzie. Posey covering. Chalk up 2 there.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Yeah, of the 2 teams, they're taking the more makeable shots. Let's see if they can sustain it throughout the game.
DiVincenzo. Excellent D there from Waiters.
Pretty high percentage look with the D playing off. Just couldn't knock it down.
And so it's the visiting team holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, yeah, small lead so far, but it's building fast, and they better watch out.
Iverson is out there with Dion Waiters. And it's McKenzie in at the power forward. Outside Turner. Poked loose. And here they come. Here's Thornwell. That's good. Great play set up by Iverson. Iverson's got 3 assists in the game. Bill, you've watched the NBA evolve. Talk about some of the biggest changes over the last decade you've seen.
The three-point line and the threes or foul shots philosophy, I think, is the biggest thing. Just the pace of the game has really improved and to a really pleasing way for fans. Like just what Steve Nash was doing last decade and those Suns teams, that everybody's playing that way now.
Right.
I think the social media and the players basically getting rid of the wall between them and the fans, using social media, using Instagram, and we just feel like we know these guys better. And their ability to control their own message now versus where they were 10 years ago.
Huge.
It all started with the decision in LeBron James and has carried through this whole decade. And these guys now, they can get whatever message out they want. They can criticize the president. They can criticize their own team. They can ask for a trade. Mm-hmm. If they get called out by some writer or somebody who writes a hit piece, they can go back at the guy and sick all their fans on the writer.
The Pacers shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they shot 81% from the line last season as a team, so you really can't find fault with what they're able to do there.
Here's McGrady. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That is his first foul of the game. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. McGrady kicks to Waiters. Here's Sabonis. Fades away and sinks the tough shot. Sabonis has got 6. Going back to our topic from a moment ago, Bill, you mentioned the interaction between players and social media and how that's become a new facet, a skill we're seeing daily from players.
There's just way more accountability now. And I'm really impressed by how polished the guys are that come in the league now. And I think the LeBron generation, LeBron, Wade, Chris Bosh, some of those guys from the last generation that came up and became vets and really knew how, Paul Pierce, who knew how to handle their business. Now these new guys come in, they're 19, 20 years old, and they act like they're 30. I'm sure you see it at the games.
Shocking.
Whereas in the 90s, it was a free-for-all, and you had these guys who, if you gave them a live mic, you were terrified. And now these guys are 19 years old,
Polished.
giving, long interviews to reporters. It's like, how are you doing this?
Tatum in particular is very
Tatum's
impressive.
already good at being a bad interview.
He's
like he
19 years old.
he doesn't say anything. He knows how to dodge any question. It's like, you're 19. How do you know how to do this?
Unbelievable.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Oladipo taking his time here. Bogdanovich wide open. Buries the long-range jumper. He has 5.
And you just have to admire that aggressive nature of Bogdanovich. He's just itching to pull the trigger as soon as the ball hits his hands.
Bill, we know in your writing that you love to incorporate pop culture references. How did that begin with you?
Well, it began because in college, I was dropping them in columns and people were responding. I think pop culture probably mattered more when I was in college in the 80s and 90s because, we didn't have the internet back then. It was harder to connect with people you didn't know. Basically, you had sports and pop culture and politics. Those were the 3 ways. If I'm getting to know you, what are the 3 things we're going to talk about? I didn't want to talk about politics with anybody, so the other 2 things for me were sports, pop culture. I was also an only child in the 70s with only 5 or 6 TV channels watching Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Sanford and Son, Jefferson's, Good Times, all that stuff. And, that stuff just soaks into your DNA, and that's it.
The Pacers making a switch here. Collison's out there. And Bill, in talking about the connection between pop culture, sports, and basketball during your career, through it all, you've always been a writer, though, haven't you?
Always been a writer. Only that was the only child of me. The thing is, though, I would have watched more basketball, but basketball wasn't on. You know, I try to explain this to people, how lucky they are to be able to watch.
They can't believe these finals were tape delayed.
Well, but think about the day-to-day, right? Like Magic Johnson. I feel like I saw his whole career, but I really didn't. Like, his first couple years in LA, I think CBS was only showing like 6 or 7 regular season games.
And Sunday afternoons.
In the playoffs, they would bump them off.
Yep.
USA, I think, got the contract in maybe 1982, but for the most part, like, I love George Gervin. I probably saw him play in person twice, and I saw him on TV maybe 10 times, 12 times. And now I could watch Giannis every day. And if Giannis dunks, I could see it on Twitter 5 minutes later, or 5 seconds later. So I think people are lucky. You guys should appreciate how lucky you are out there.
Bill, several of your books have been bestsellers. How did it feel to see your work so well received around the world?
I think I was really happy that the basketball book did well because I spent a long time writing it, and it was 700 pages. And when it got mailed to me, it was so big, I thought people would just be terrified of it. And, you know, it turns out,
they embraced the
Yeah,
size.
I think they did. They liked it. I designed it for people to be able to put on their toilet or bring on an airplane or whatever they want to do with it. But I was always amazed that there wasn't a basketball book that tried to kind of group all these other books and some of the opinions and all the misinformation. Like the fact that, honestly, the reason I wanted to write the book was just that people thought Wilt Chamberlain was better than Bill Russell. And yet every single thing written in the 60s was that Bill Russell was better. And all the players would say Bill Russell was better. And when they played together, Bill Russell's team won. So it's like, how do we get to the point where people think Wilt Chamberlain was better? So it was that and some other stuff that made me want to write the book.
Hampton offline with his 3. And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for Indiana, trailing by 17. And the basket by Collison.
Oh, and the floater is such a delicate shot. Collison is very good at knowing when to attempt that shot.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Well, yeah, he might have seen something he wants to exploit. Well, we'll see what they run coming out of this.
.137 left to play here in the second quarter. Iverson outside. And he uses the glass on the layup. Iverson's got 7.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Bill, what a pleasure to have you with us. Great as always to hear your thoughts, your commentary. I hope you join us again soon.
I'd love it. Anytime, Kevin. Tell me.
Thank you. And Greg, a lot of great sports writers out there, also great commentators. And then there's Bill Simmons. He's kind of carved out his own category.
You know, Bill once said he will never write a traditional sports column, and he stayed true to that. He writes from the viewpoint of the passionate sports fan and brings that to his commentary as well.
Musa can't hit.
Defensively, they could have done better. That's an open look he'd like to have back.
Iverson outside. McGrady passes to McKenzie. Over Kaminsky. No good on the shot. And Indiana will come the other way. DiVincenzo. That one a little long. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. The shot by McGrady, no good. Pacers trail by 17. Down low. DiVincenzo. McGrady covering. Puts it up from 12. Good as the jump shot falls. The pass to McKenzie. Over Kaminsky. Drills the elbow jumper. He has 6.
I mean, he's out there on an island all by himself. I mean, good job to stay cool and drain it.
And so it's the visiting team. Feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. Checking out the visiting team. Kenny, what did you see from them?
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game. And that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
Shaq, your take on Indiana.
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Welcome back, everyone, to Indianapolis, Indiana, where the famous Chase Tower stands tall above the city. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We've seen B-Train really have a great game.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all dunks. I mean, they were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for Indiana. Filling out the wings, it's Oladipo and Bogdanovich. Miles Turner out there with Kaminsky, and it's Collison in at the point. Out left to the wing. McGrady passes to Iverson. Good, and it's McGrady who picks up the assist. 9 points for Iverson.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Oladipo outside. Pass to Kaminsky. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oladipo.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Collison against Iverson. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Shot clock at 6. The Pacers pull it in. Turner's got 6 rebounds in the game. Inside. Collison, no good.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
It's good.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Yeah, an amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Ooh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
Here is Collison. 6 points for him. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Kicks to Turner. It's Oladipo on the wing. From the baseline. Hits the front of the rim and out.
0 for 3 now since halftime. Taking them a little while to find their rhythm.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, since the rise of the Warriors, we've seen a fair amount of soul-searching by the league's other contenders. There is incredible pressure to shake things up. Now, sometimes it can elevate a team, but we have often seen it also can tear a team apart.
It can be fragile for sure. David, thank you so much. Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Posey comes in for Kaminsky, and it's Lou in for Oladipo. It's tipped, and he's able to get it back.
It's clear this just isn't his night. I mean, if they're going to keep him on the floor, I think his best role would be to be a decoy. Nice and steady so far in the second half. They're 3 for 4.
A challenging stretch here for Indiana. Nothing yet for them in the third quarter. Here's Bogdanovich. The kick out to Collison, trying to get something going. And Turner with the basket on the assist by Collison. Turner's got his second bucket. McGrady left side. Pass to Chi. Here's Hampton. Trains the three-pointer. He's got 7.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Collison, the pass to Lou. He kicks it to Posey. Bogdanovich looking around. From 13, and the shot no good, a bit short.
Look, it hasn't happened yet, but he's got time to find his rhythm, and if he does, they can turn this thing around quick.
And that one's good. McGrady.
Well, he's been the safety valve for them on every possession. So dependable.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Outside Turner. Passes it to Lou. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
You can't give Bogdanovich a lane to the rim. He takes off towards the rim and then just throws that one down with force.
And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. Last season, C-Web, the league implemented rules for resting starters. Has that had any effect, in your opinion, so far?
I'm not a big fan of it. I think that this should be something that's held in the locker room, that if you're a player and you're hurt or if you're tired, that you and your coach should be able to talk about it, and definitely he manage your body the way that a coach should. But I don't think that this should be something that's just out on the table that I can take a rest day. It's just never been in the game. This is a new precedent. But I do love what the commissioner and the NBA has tried to do, is address the issue, because it was getting out of hand, resting players, especially on national televised games. If I'm a fan and I'm coming there to watch my favorite player and you're not playing there tonight, and I've saved up for these tickets for months, gotten good grades, done everything my dad has said to do, and he's taking me to the game and you don't show up?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a big letdown.
That's sad. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Pacers trail by 21. DiVincenzo. The second effort. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. 6 points for him. Iverson outside. Offensive rebound. Here's Giles. He gets that one.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
That's part of what makes him a great player. His effort level always stays high.
The layup missed. From deep. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Giles has got 8 points.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I tell you what, it's like football, having a 3rd and 13 and them running up the gut. It just frustrates the defense. You have to hate giving up second chance points. It's demoralizing. After basically, I mean, you had to stop. He caught him in stride with the lead pass. Now that was timing.
Now the pass to McKenzie. Over Posey. The turnaround jumper. Count it.
The turnaround. Well, that's a terrific move to have a feel for.
And so here is Indiana. Graham with the ball. Iverson picks him up. Graham kicks to Turner. To the inside. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for James Posey. Pass to Hampton from 17 feet out. Good. And it's Iverson who picks up the assist.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
Yeah, they've come out of the break with an eye toward efficiency. One of the advantage they hold in this game.
Pass to Kaminsky. To the middle, DiVincenzo. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Kenzie passes to Waiters. Second chance shot, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Miles Turner. First free throw is good. so he picks up just 1 from the line that time. To the paint, DiVincenzo. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 8 points for him.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
And so it's the visiting team with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we've got more NBA. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on a platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. They've got Giles, B-Train out there with Iverson, and it's Hampton at the small forward position. Iverson outside. Here's McGrady. That's good. Great play set up by Iverson. Iverson's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. DiVincenzo. McGrady covering. Musa passes to Kaminsky. Here's Musa. It's hauled in by McGrady. McGrady's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. 1 made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
It's deflected, but they'll get another chance. Kaminsky misses. Kaminsky's gone 1 of 4 from the field. To the middle. Here's Giles. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
But yeah, I mean, you're already getting dogged out there. I mean, and now he's landing body blows.
And the Pacers call time here. Pro basketball is one of the few sports where awards are league-wide, C-Web, and not divided by conference. What if the NBA should consider giving out separate awards, for the East and the West?
Kev, I don't know about Eastern and Western Conference, but I do believe that there should be an offensive MVP. I do believe there should be a difference between MVP and maybe the best player in the league, because how do we define some of these things? So I do think we can tinker with some of the awards, but East and West, I'm not really sure with. I think it should always be about the best out of the total number of teams and conferences.
Good perspective. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th quarter. Here's Lou. Outside Hood to end the run. Rebounded by Chi. Chi's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. On Wednesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the New York Knicks. Then on Friday, they'll be facing off against DeMarcus Cousins and the Los Angeles Lakers. Wingate against Parker. Outside Hood. Shot from 12. The rebound by Giles. Giles has got 5 rebounds tonight. There's the lob to the hoop. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Wingate. Rebounded by Chi.
And you can see at this stage of his career, just still not comfortable as a finisher at the basket.
The shot's good from Bacon.
Oh, great ball movement there.
They're not having much success at all right now.
Kevin, I would shuffle the lineup if I were their coach a little bit just to try to find something that works.
And McCulloch kicks to Hood. Pass to Lou. Just 5 to shoot. The pass to Hood. And that one hits back iron. Down low, here's Parker. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
And here are the Pacers now. They have yet to put up any points here in the fourth. Lou passes to Hood. Dishes it to McCulloch. Back to Hood. Indiana moving it around. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Misses the three.
His percentage from the field is not very strong this quarter.
To the inside, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
Wingate passes to Kaminsky. Here's Lou. When you look at the amount of threes Chris being taken now, do you think the league as a whole is too dependent upon the perimeter offense?
I don't think so. If you look at Golden State, we all tend to think that they've shot the most threes last year. It actually was Houston.
Right.
And when you look at how Golden State does not just settle for threes, Kevin, but they can shoot them at any time. And maybe the best three-point shooter in the history of the NBA, Curry, will lay a difficult layup over the top of your head just as quick as he'll shoot a tough three from 45 feet. That's what it seems like, but the good teams like a Golden State make you feel like they're shooting a lot of threes, but actually play with a balanced game. Those that try to copycat and just shoot threes, I don't think they've won a championship yet. So I think it's about having that balance, and maybe the league overall is shooting too many threes, but the champions who shoot threes, I don't think take too many.
Here's Wingate. Releases from the wing and drills it. Now here's Parker. Here's Bembry. And it's good on the assist by Parker.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Well, it takes a lot of confidence and toughness to make that play.
Wingate against Parker. Wingate passes to McCulloch. Now Hood. Shot clock at 6. Here's the teardrop. Rebounded by Chi. Chi's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Bembry kicks to Chi. Pass to Giles. Back to Parker. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And able to get it done once again in close. Just one of the ultimate finishers at the rim.
Inside, here's McCulloch, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Bacon the pass to Parker. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
Wingate against Parker. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his first foul. .50 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Up top, Graham. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both. There's 39 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Extraordinary work from Parker to find his teammate for the open basket. His passing is just phenomenal.
23 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Musa, 6 to shoot. Beyond the arc. And it's Graham missing. McGrady outside. Pulls it up. No good with the wing jumper. And so the road team gets the W in this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.